I'm on a quest to collect all the shiny versions of every ice-type Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. And yes, that includes Pokemon in Kitakami and Blueberry Academy. You might be wondering, why just ice types? Well, to put it simply, it's been cold lately, so I might as well stick with a theme, right? Plus, looking at the list, there's quite a bit of pure ice types, so it's going to be a bit of a challenge trying to hunt for each one of them, especially considering that there are going to be a lot of duplicate shinies along the journey. What are you waiting for? Grab your winter attire and join me on my frosty little quest. Like most challenges I take on, I don't really know where to start. Looking at my box, there's already a few shiny ice type Pokemon in my collection, so I could eliminate some options. Thankfully, there's a giant snowy mountain in Paldea, so I could just hike there with an ice type sandwich and see what I get first. You know what? That's probably a good idea anyway. I'm not too familiar with the terrain, so for the most part, I was just exploring the mountain, looking for good spots to run around. It didn't take too long to find this little cutie out in the snow. I'd say this is a good start to the quest since I don't have a shiny Cubchoo yet. I'm really hoping I don't run into too many dupes. Okay, I spoke too soon. At least it's a nice shiny, so I'm not complaining. You know what else there isn't much to complain about? The view you can get of Paldea up here. Sure, there is some rough edges, but it's cool to be able to stand at the edge of the cliff and see how far I could actually explore in a Pokemon game. Looks like the Snover is enjoying the view too. Well, it was until I interrupted it and lost it down the cliff. But I still managed to catch it. This sandwich is almost over and it's getting pretty late, so I better start winding down and set up camp. Well, hi there, Sneasel. I guess you could join us too. It's the next day and I still have a long way to go. For the most part, my strategy again is to run around with an ice type sandwich and see what I get. Alright, there's a new trailer for the Indigo Disc DLC, so I guess I can watch that while I find another shiny Sneasel. That's okay. I found this Frigibax outbreak, and I needed one more shiny Frigibax, so I'll do this. Never mind. Let me just grab Darkrai and shiny Lucario from Mystery Gift and hunt for something else. Should I include this shiny Lucario in the final count? I probably shouldn't since it's a freebie. Speaking of freebies, there's a Cloyster mass outbreak, so I should probably do that too. Pretty convenient, right? I'm not a big fan of the deep water, so it's nice to knock this out early in the journey. The sooner I get out of the water, the better. Now that I can cross off Cloyster from the list, I can get back into Glaciato Mountain in search of more ice type shinies. I should probably take a quick break and make some lemon snow cones. Oh, I guess someone beat me to it. Come to think of it, why is shiny Bergmite yellow at the bottom? If you have any ideas, let me know in the comments down below. While you're down there, hit that like button and feel free to subscribe if you like watching me run around looking for shiny Pokemon like this Cubchoo right here, or this other Cubchoo over there. I'm starting to think I need to change my approach to this. These last few mass outbreaks have been very helpful looking for a specific Pokemon. It'd probably be better for me to reset for different outbreaks so I can actually target certain Pokemon, especially since I've been getting a lot of duplicates already. Plus, if I find one, I could keep going and find more if I need more, or I could run around and see what else I could get. This Delibird outbreak seemed like a good place to start for the day. It didn't take too long to find one, and since I only needed one, I just roamed around and happened to find another shiny Cubchoo. Since I'm done with this outbreak, I started resetting for a different outbreak. Would you look at that? Another Frigibax outbreak. Now I can rectify my mistake from yesterday and grab one more shiny Frigibax for the collection. Wait, Snover? Fine, you can join the party too, but at least bring Frigibax along. Oh hi Frigibax, I see you brought Citadel along too. Before ending the day, I wanted to get one more shiny off the list, so I started searching for Cryogonal. Took me about an hour, but there it is. I wasn't fond of the shiny at first, but it's grown on me. The next evening after work, I decided I wanted to get some Snorunt's. Luckily, I somehow had an outbreak that day, so I started getting things prepped. Once I finished knocking out at least 60 Snorunts, I ate an ice type sandwich and chilled at my desk until a shiny came. But got no shinies, so I ate another. And then another. Well, at least it's a shiny, but not the one I was looking for tonight. Where are the shiny Snorunts? Let's try one more and see what happens. Finally, a shiny Snorunt. They do exist. I think another sandwich should do it. Thankfully, I found another Snorunt and then another right after. Is there an even better way to end the long night? Maybe one more Citadel will do. The following day felt like it could be the last day to complete the task. I got a handful of Ice-type Pokemon left before the Indigo Disc comes out, so it would be awesome if I finished a Paldea and Kitakami set before that. The next Pokemon I went for was Glaceon, since that was the first outbreak I got while doing some resets. I was worried it was going to be hard to notice the shiny version, but it didn't seem too bad once I found it in the wild. And guess what? I got another Sneasel. Next, I needed to find a Crabrawler outbreak so I can evolve one to get Crabominable. At least these two were easy to spot because of the red hands they were throwing. At this point, I was getting a bit tired of the ice and spotted a Dunsparce outbreak down south, so I went to do that. You know what, I think I'll count this towards the final count since it's in the video and I hunted for it. Now for the hard part. Snom. I don't like how subtle Snom's shiny is, so I prayed for a Frostmoth outbreak. No luck on that outbreak, but I think it would be easier to use a bug encounter sandwich to single out Snom. It did take me a while to find a shiny Snom after searing my eyeballs to the screen. Now I just need one more Snom so I can evolve it to Frostmoth. My eyes! I can finally save my eyes! Now that I have 2 shiny Snom, that means I found every ice type in Paldea that I can get in Scarlet. I can now move on to Kitakami to get all of the ice types exclusive to that region. Oh, it's just a Swinub family. Let me just wander around this green grass to find some green Swinubs. Awesome! Now I just need one more Swinub and then I'll be... crap, the DLC's out. Okay, give me a minute and let me speedrun through this DLC before I get back to this. Okay, I'm mostly done, so let's get back to hunting all these ice types. With the Indigo Disc, they added a few more ice type Pokemon to the game such as Dugong, Lapras, and the Alolan Vulpix and Alolan Sandshrew line. I didn't know where to start until I saw this Dugong outbreak one night and hunted for that shiny. I was really concerned if I would even notice a shiny, but now that I see it, it's pretty noticeable. While I'm at the water, I might as well go for Lapras next. It took me a few hours, including a break I had to take because swimming around here gave me motion sickness. But I finally found one. Unfortunately, because I was too eager, I forgot to save like usual, and I forgot that Lapras always had the move Perish Song. I had to use an emergency Master Ball for Lapras. I'm not too worried about using Master Balls because let's be real, where else would I use it? Plus, I could gamble for more thanks to the item printer. The next day, I was really excited to hunt for a shiny Alolan Vulpix. It's my favorite Ice-type Pokemon and probably one of my top favorite Pokemon in general. I found an outbreak, so I did that to try to find a shiny, but I wasn't having any good luck with those. I was starting to think I might have missed some, but apparently the purple is very noticeable, so I had to try a different approach. I found a video about where to isolate Alolan Vulpix for shiny hunting, and it looked really easy to set up. So I went to this cave, ate an Ice-type encounter sandwich, and set my Pokemon loose on autopilot for about 3 hours. Yes, it took me about 3 hours before I even found this beautiful shiny. I was going crazy during all of that. I hope the next one doesn't take just as long. Phew, now I can grab one more Swinub and be done. Hold up, you thought I was going to stop there? I gotta get all the shiny Ice-type Pokemon, and that includes the Violet exclusives. Thankfully, I have a partner in crime that mainly plays Violet. So after some convincing, I managed to borrow her Switch and connected both games up in the Union Circle to start the shiny hunts. Now with the way spawns work when playing with other players, I had to have Dre's character run around to spawn the Pokemon. The only Pokemon I needed her to spawn were Ice-Cube, Iron Bundle, and the Alolan Sandshrew line. Since we were already in the terrarium, I had her character do the same thing I did for Alolan Vulpix and autopilot until I had 2 Alolan Sandshrew to spawn. At least these 2 were much easier to spot and it came around much faster than my 2 Alolan Vulpix. Next, we went to the northern part of Paldea to hunt for Ice-Cube. It didn't take too long to find one.
Hey, it's pink. Look at that.
Wait. Wrong player. Okay, so after that little hiccup, I had to use another sandwich to find another Ice-Cube so that my player character could do the encounter and catch the shiny. You know, with multiple switches, it can be hard to remember which switch has which game. So with that mental note in check, I still had time left on that sandwich. So we rushed to Area 0 to find the last Ice-type Pokemon I needed, which was nice because we basically just waltzed in there and there it was. Now I just need to evolve everybody. For the most part, evolving was just as simple as leveling up or using a stone. Except for Sneasel and Snom. I had to wait for nighttime to evolve both. I also needed to give Sneasel the Razor Claw and be really good friends with Snom, but those requirements weren't too bad. And there we go. Now I caught shinies for all the ice type Pokemon in the game. Wait, am I forgetting something? What's that? Did I leave my fridge running? Oh right, I need a shiny Rotom so I can get the fridge form. Hold on, let me do that real quick. Okay, I did happen to get 2, so that's nice. Anyway, now I caught shinies for all the ice type Pokemon in the game, including the extras like those crab brawlers and that Dunsparce. I got 49 shinies during this quest. While I had fun braving the cold to catch all these ice types, I'm definitely looking forward to some change in scenery for the next shiny hunts. At least I'm one step closer to completing my shiny living dex. My only problem now is, what do I do with these extras? If you have a solution, let me know in the comments. And since you've made it this far, why not give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more from me. Also, consider becoming a member for exclusive perks. As always, thanks for watching.